Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Saturday afternoon, we're going to play a little baseball here. This is game 11 of an APBA Master Game project that I started a few weeks ago. It's been kind of like sporadic for me. I don't know how well this is going to play for me. I'm still pretty much getting up to speed on the rules. I think I've got a lot of it down, but there's a lot to remember, and so this is going to be the Tigers at the Astros. This is the 2011 season, so these teams are kind of like in rather different places, like almost swapped places to the way it is at currently. Although I'd say Detroit now is probably like trying to ascend again. It's going to take them some time to do that. Houston was pretty much rebuilding here, and Detroit was definitely an AL Central favorite in this season. So we're going to play this out. I don't know. I'm not going to really. I'll probably show the scorecard on occasion. I don't know what I'm going to do with it exactly. I'm just going to play it out the way that I have been playing it. If you have a question about why I did something in particular, let me know. You can drop a line. I'll answer it. This is the third game for each team. Both teams are 1 win and 1 loss. Obviously, they're playing a series, so each team won one of the games. So these are their third starters in the rotation that I set up for them. This is Wandy Rodriguez for the Astros, and Detroit will have Doug Fister on the mound. So that's what it will be. And again, please bear with me. I hope I don't make too many mistakes with this. Like I said, I think I've been doing a decent job with this, but it's still a process that takes some time. There's some extra checks, there's some extra rolls, and I hope I don't miss any of them. Sometimes it's easy to get confused with some of that going on. So that's more ado than probably you were hoping for, but anyway, we'll just have a chat here while the game goes on and listen to the game, and hopefully we will find out who wins this within the next hour and change. So the lineup today for Detroit, they did have a couple guys come back in, I believe, off their previous. I believe they won game 2. I'll get out the book here and give you the lowdown. Where is Detroit? There you are. Detroit won 7-1. So what do we got here? We have, well, Ordonez played right in game 2, and let's see who else. Inge was at third. So those were a couple of changes that had to be made for that game. So this game, those guys, namely Brandon Bosch and Wilson Betterment, are back in. And I should mention as well that the way we're doing this season, I'm more or less using their final roster as it comes with the APBA set. So I'm not making changes. So basically how they finished the season. So if a guy started the season, had like 30 saves, and they traded him to a contender, we will not have him for much of the... We won't have him for the whole season. We're playing as the final roster for each team. So, that may skew the results towards the good teams who picked up guys, right? That could very well be. So we may see how that works out. Well, Mike, good to see you today. Yeah, thanks for checking in. Yeah, it's weird. Definitely I spent a lot of time with Strat for years and years, and I'll get back to it one of these days. I would like to get the Strat football back out again here as we're heading towards training camp for most of the teams. But anyway, so the lineup: Austin Jackson in center. It'll be Bosch in right field. Cabrera at first, the immortal one. Well, I don't know if he's immortal, but he's definitely been around a long time and definite Hall of Famer. He's at first. Victor Martinez DHing. I think this makes 3 games in a row for Alex Avila behind the plate, and I probably should have swapped up Martinez and Avila, but let's just stick with that. Yeah, Johnny Peralta short, Avila catching, he'll bat 6th. And then you have Delman Young in left, Wilson Betterment on third, and Ryan Rayburn, the second baseman, and they're going to be facing Wandy Rodriguez. Both pitchers have a 12 rating in the Master Game, which, I'm going to have to be consulting the batters' ratings against the various lefty-righty pitchers, depending on who's out there. Wandy's a lefty, so we will keep an eye on that. So let's get started here with Austin Jackson starting off the game. And a 51 should be a hit, right? 9, but being a 12, maybe not. Austin Jackson against the lefties, a +1. So yeah, that's instead going to die out in center field, and that'll be an out, as getting underneath that one is going to be Jordan Schaefer. So now Brandon Bosch, maybe it's Bosch. Seemed like he had a pretty short career, did it not? But anyway, 30 is going to be a fly ball out in the left field, and that'll be J.D. Martinez, the other Martinez, another Martinez that. Let's see, so both of these guys end up, JD and Victor end up with the Indians at some point. So now Miguel Cabrera, 2 outs and nobody on, and that one is driven deep, and that one is going to just hit off the wall in right field, and it's going to be a double for Cabrera. So he gets a piece of that one. And so that'll lead to a runner in scoring position for Victor Martinez with 2 outs. Oh, got a flourish here of comments. I'll have to check that at the bottom of the inning. It is a nice Saturday afternoon. It is sweltering on the East Coast here. 26. That is going to be a, let's see, we probably need to do a quick check on the first baseman. That's going to be Brett Wallace. He's a 3 and 15, so that's going to be the best. That's going to be a foul ball out, caught by Wallace, and that's not a 1-2-3 inning, but that'll be no runs on a hit. So Rodriguez gives up a hit, but unscathed through half an inning. So we got, speaking of, so this is, the Cleveland, Tribe fan, I guess you can't say it anymore, right? I probably can't say Indians like I did earlier, but I did, so I'll say it again there. It's his 19th season, so, yeah, just been very much a stalwart, and I guess this is probably his last season. They kind of gave him the All-Star game sort of a farewell there, but, who knows? They can't dictate it. If he wants to keep playing, I guess he will, right? Well, that's great, Mike. So I know that your previous job had really put you under a lot of stress, so I'm hoping that offers a little more time for doing this kind of stuff, or anything that allows you to kind of kick back and relax, right? Yeah, it's just it's the dog days of summer here, right? So, everybody's going to talk about the climate, and we're definitely in a warming cycle for sure, at the very least. And but it is summer, and summer is hot. So let's take a look here at our. I did have to make a change or two. So yeah, so Corcoran started catcher for the Astros in Game 2. Quintero's back in there for this game, behind the plate. And we've moved J.D. Martinez up the line. Also, Paredes is not playing third. It is that Chris Johnson? I think it is. Chris Johnson, yeah. So, I think those are the two main changes in the team for this one. Oh, also, Bourgeois also needed I don't know. Maybe it's Burgess, but it looks like Bourgeois to me. Needed a, so that's why we got. Actually, it might be Logan Schaefer. Is it Logan? It might be Logan. I said Jordan. Where? Jordan. Oh, it's Jordan. Too many Schaefers. So it's going to be Bogusevic in right, Altuve at second base. Yeah, Altuve was in here in 2011 with the Astros towards their nadir. Brett Wallace at first. Carlos Lee, the DH. Jordan Schaefer in center, and J.D. Martinez left. That's the sixth hitter. Seventh is going to be Clinton Barnes, shortstop. Quintero behind the plate, and Chris Johnson. Yeah, won't that be a huge class? Hi, Dwayne. Yeah, that would be that'd be one to go to. Hey, Cooperstown. 3. And let me think about it. Aside from, what you got to like about it, 3 guys, Hall of Famers that never sniffed a quote, traditional big team, right? I mean, the closest you could say are Yachty and Albert with the Cardinals, right? I mean, the Cardinals have quite a history, but they're not the Dodgers or the Yankees or the the Mets or the Red Sox or anything like that. And Albert played for the Angels. Or wait, did Pujols? Maybe Pujols did go. Did he go to the Dodgers for a? I guess he went last season to the Dodgers, didn't he? Well, that would suck. I think they did. They traded him or he got cut, and the Dodgers picked him up, didn't they? They did. Yeah, well, serves the Dodgers right that they didn't win, right? Didn't win with him there. This is right around the time Astros. Yeah, I mean, this is where they were kind of like, I think, starting to bottom out. Kind of like 12, 13 are probably their real. Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of like just the end of the run. Okay, I got to turn the book back. The base is empty. Something about this is you just got to keep flipping pages with this game. So, anyway, we're at the bottom of the first, and it's going to be the Astros up against Doug Fister, and I got to make sure I'm looking at the right cards here. So, 65 is a 35. And so Fister doesn't have a W, so that is going to be a grounder to third base, and Betterment throws for the out over to Miggy. And now Altuve, 62, is a 32. That's going to be a fly ball out into right field. And Bosch, I think it's Bosch probably, not Bosch. I feel like if you're going to put the E in there, you're going to make that O a little bit longer. Now Brett Wallace. 52, 27 is Fister an X. He is not, so that's going to be a grounder to Betterment again, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Fister. No score through 1. Yeah, that's the thing. So none of them have been untarnished by being with one of the blessed teams. I mean, I think the Cardinals are remarkable in that they've done it in what... I mean, heck. St. Louis did have a football team for a while, but they don't now. They don't have a basketball team. So to consider them to be, you know, I mean, they're a pretty big city, but, you know, when you think about it in terms of sports, it's not like they're a huge market, but they do have probably the backing of Anheuser-Busch or whatever company owns them now. And so they do have a lot of, you know, they have a lot of fans nationwide. But, you know, it's not like they're sitting there, you know, huge market team can just, you know, I mean, it's the Braves kind of did it for a while because they had TBS. You know, that helped. But it's not like they had a national... You know, the Cardinals had a national TV brand to help build their you know, reputation and make them a spot, right? Which I think they still are. You know, look, Arenado goes there, Goldschmidt ends up there. You know, it's just they're a good destination for players, even though they're not the Yankees or the Dodgers, right? So, all right, well, and I mean the Phillies are also a team that probably comes off as a small market team in what you would consider to be a big market, right? Philly is a pretty big TV market, and they're spending a lot of money right now, but they somehow screw it up. All right, well, second inning Peralta. That's a 39. I think that's rare play territory. So the way I do this, I've got a little cheat sheet here, which lets me randomize the rare plays so they're a little more random. I got a 62, so that's 41 is going to be the number that we go to the rare play board. Base is empty. So I said 41, and we'll re-roll on a 41. And a 44. 20. Okay, so we go to the catcher. Catcher is going to be Quintero. He is an 8, so he's a pretty good catcher there. And we're going to re-roll and see which... Okay, so catcher 8 and a 34. Okay, so that's going to be fielding 1. So he's going to pop out in front of the plate, and he's going to field that little nubber, and he's going to throw to first, and Peralta is retired. So good play there by Quintero. Gets the out for 1 down, and now Avila, catcher. Okay, 21, that is going to be... Well, we go to 9, and now if he is plus against a lefty, and who is this? This is Avila. He's a -7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's still going to be... Let's see, is Rodriguez X? He's not, so that's going to be a grounder right back to the pitcher. That'll be the second out, as Rodriguez throws to first. So 2 down. So basically, you have the pitching rating, and then you do the adjustment based on the batter's lefty-righty rating, and it will change certain results. That's kind of the way this game works with their master game. So Delman Young now with 2 outs, nobody on. 56, 13 is a strikeout. That'll be it for the top of the second. No runs, no drips, no errors. Hey John and hey Larry. Yeah, I haven't forgotten about this project. I just have, you said you had, but I haven't. I needed a break. Had stuff going on vacation-wise, and so let's go to the bottom of the second. It's Carlos Lee, 41. And a 28, he's not a K, so it's going to be a grounder to the shortstop, Peralta. And that's going to be a quick out. Yeah, so just kind of like got off track a little bit with it and got back onto it. That's a strikeout. He strikes out Schaefer. And now, JD Martinez traveled quite a bit since this particular season. 56 is going to be 34. And Fister is a Y, so that is going to be a strikeout. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Fister. 1, 2, 3. Quick second inning there for both teams. All right, yeah, so, I did patch together the end of a golf tournament last week, so I'm trying to find time to play the games in this, and I'm not recording too many of them. I'm on game 11, but I don't know. There's lots of things in this world, and many of them end up being more important than a YouTube channel. So that's another little roller back to the pitcher, and Rodriguez fields it well and retires Bedham. 1 down for Rayburn, 34. That's the exact opposite of the last one. That's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Schaefer stabs at it and makes the catch. Back to the top of the order, Austin Jackson, and that's a 22. 8, and this is Rodriguez being a 12 and 8. If Jackson is a minus and he's a plus, so that is going to be a single. So a 2-out single. Both hits in the game have been with 2 outs, and now I have to decide. Let's see, Austin Jackson, F. He is an F-rated Steeler, which means we're probably not going to run here with Jackson. Not going to try it. I don't think it's the right time of the game for that. So it'll be Bosch with 2 outs. We've got to flip to the 1 man on. 51, this is another hit possibly, but it could be an adjusted out. Let's see. 9 with 12. If he's a plus against lefties, he's a minus. So that is going to be a single. It's going to be an infield bunt, right? Yes. Jackson moves up to second. It's weird. So I would call that like a swinging bunt, let's say. Just a little nubber. First and second, 2 out, as Detroit's putting together a little bit of a rally here. And a great guy to have coming up here with 2 on and 2 out, Miguel Cabrera. He doubled in the first. Can he do it again? 22. That is a 6. And that will be, is that going to be a double? Let's see. 12 and Cabrera is, they have J Cabrera. That's really confusing for anybody who thinks of him as Miggy, right? He's -2, so we go from 12 to 10. There's no marking in there. That is going to be a double, and that will score the runner from second. So 2 doubles in the game for Cabrera. It's going to put Detroit up 1-0, and Bosch is going to have to be sent with 2 outs, I would have to think here. And this is where it gets tricky, because now we got to decide, are we going to try and take the run at the plate? I think we probably should. So with 2 outs, that's going to be a 51. All right, so this is where it gets tricky, hey? Let me see. Advance. So we go with we take the arm. So it's going to be double to right center. And the right fielder is Bogusevic. His arm is 37, so he's got a good arm. Maybe that should make us think about it. Speed for Bosch is 10. So 37 makes it 27. So 41, 31. So that makes it 24. 24 out of 36. So that's a 2/3. Well, that's 66%. We probably should go for it here. We should send Bosch. So we got to look up here and see what number is that going to be on the. Well, let's see, 2/3. That should be anything anything under 51, if we roll this, it'll be a score. I believe that would be the case, right? 2/3, 24. So we took 37 minus 10. So that gives us 27. We subtract that from the 51 hit valuation number. That gives us 24. 24 out of 36. That's 2/3. So if it's 46 or under, Bosch is in, and that'll make it 2-0. Otherwise, he'll be out, and the inning will be over, and it is a 31. He is safe. 2-0. RBI for 2 RBI for Cabrera, and Detroit takes the lead. Yeah, I will say it's nice to see. I think Cleveland's playing pretty well this year in the league. Yeah, it sounds like they're doing okay. So Cabrera stays at second. He's not moving forward on. We aren't, had to take the 2/3 chance there and not give them a chance to cut it off and throw out Cabrera at third. He's not particularly fast. So, all right, so runner at second with 2 outs, and it's going to be Victor Martinez, 0 for 1 with a foul out to the first baseman. Oh, boy, a 0. That means we're going to have to re-roll here. Let's see. Yeah. What's he against lefties? -2. Definitely, it's going to still be, so we got to re-roll. We go to the second column, and 16 is a 5, which is a home run. 2-run home run, and Wandy Rodriguez gets rocked in the 3rd inning. 4-0. Martinez rounds the bags. Rodriguez is disgusted with throwing a meatball. Lefty-lefty matchup. That shouldn't happen, but he just cranked it. Actually, what am I saying? He's a switch hitter. Duh. Dummy. For some reason, I think of Victor Martinez as a lefty, but I guess that's because he hits from both sides. All right, well, 4-0. Will Houston be able to respond here? So it's still 2 outs. Johnny Peralta, and a 55. So we got another doubles. What's that going to bring up here? 55 is an 8. That's Peralta is -4. 1, 2. That's going to be another single. 5 straight hits for the Tigers. And man, Rodriguez is looking gassed. Who are you going to get warming up here? Maybe Del Rosario. Got to start thinking about maybe the day being done here. Avila up with Peralta at first and 2 outs. 43. That's a 29. And where did my other card go? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so he's not an X, so it's going to be a grounder to short. No, grounder to back to the pitcher. That'll be it. 4 runs across. Dark turn for the Astros, trying to win their first series of the year, and it's going to be tough now. They're going to have to come back against Detroit up 4-0. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't register him being switchy, but he is, so. But it's all right. We all have our moments of being mistaken and then clarity. So Barnes and a 15 will be an 8, and unless he is a minus against righties, Barnes, he is a -1. That's going to be a fly ball to center. 7 down so far. Humberto Quintero 8. Is he another minus? He is a -2, so that's going to be a fly ball to left. 2 outs. Pfister had a 2.83 ERA. That's a nice number 3 pitcher to have there, eh? Okay, here's Chris Johnson, 54. That's 32, which is going to be, let's see, not a K, so that will be a fly ball to right. So all the outfielders get hit on this one. And it's 9 up, 9 down so far for Pfister and the Tigers. Well, I guess it's a really good time to have two big Cleveland fans in here when I have teams going that, especially one that has former I'll say it, Guardians players. Let's see. So we're through 3 up to the 4th inning. We'll keep going here with Wandy, even though he's gotten a little bit beleaguered here. 9 on, let's see, who is this? Delman Young against a lefty. +2, that will be a fly ball into center, and so making the charge is Schaefer, and he does get it. 1 out. Looked like it was going to fall in, but he had just enough time to dart underneath it. Betterment now, 0 for 1. And that is a 0. So that means we re-roll, and this is going 65, which is going to be a 7. That will be a single. Another hit. What was Wandy's ERA in this? 3.49, not bad. He's getting touched up a little bit here in this one. Now Ryan Rayburn with a runner at first, 1 out. Might not be too much longer in the game for Wandy. This is a big batter right here. You gotta figure out a way to get out of this unscathed. 52 is 27. Let's go to 27 in the book. Check third baseman. That is Chris Johnson, who's a 3. Not the greatest rating in the world. Let's see. 54. So that's going to be a fielding 3. And the only, let's see, X. Is he X? No, he isn't. So it's going to be the only play for Johnson is going to be to take the runner at first. So Betterment will make it to second with 2 outs. So runner 180 feet away. And it'll be the top of the order. Austin Jackson, who is 1 for 2, started that 2-out rally in the 3rd. 34. That's going to be a fly ball into center field. Schaefer grabs it. Sigh of relief from Rodriguez, and he gets through the inning with only 1 hit surrendered. Still 4-0. And we're going to go to the top of the order here, bottom of the 4th, for the Astros. So, let's see what's going on here. Anybody have any big plans this weekend? Going to a fair tomorrow up in Pennsylvania to see a Christian, I don't know. I have a tough time calling their music rock music, but it's pop music, Christian pop band. So we'll see how that goes. Bogusevich leading off. 51's a 9. Is it going to be a base hit? Let's see. Bogusevich against a righty. He is a 0, which that's unfortunate because that is going to put him right on 27, which will be a grounder to Betterment. Second time he's scuffled one on the ground over to third base, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Whoops, I put that in the wrong No, I put it in the right one. Sorry, I'm goofed up here. So, did I look at the wrong card? No, I did. This little setup here is going to screw me up today. You just watch. Alright, Altuve. 21. That's a 30. That's going to be a fly into left field, and they'll be caught for 2 outs. Brett Wallace, can he break this? 45. That is going to be a base on balls, and there goes any thought of a perfect game. He reaches on balls, and that'll be Carlos Lee. A swing of the bat here could half the lead. A runner at first. Let's flip the book. Carlos Lee. 2 outs, runner at first. 43 is a... That is going to be a grounder right back to the pitcher. And so only the walk. We're through 4. It's 4-0. Detroit on top. They're going to try to squeeze another inning out of Wandy Rodriguez here. If you can get another inning and the Astros have a little bit of a rally, maybe he has a chance at a decision here. You never know. Be Bosch first. Probably won't. Oh boy, 55. That's a not. Wait, that's an 8. Got to go back to the bases empty. Eight, and he's a lefty. That's gonna be a fly ball to left, and so 1 out as that is caught out there by JD. Miguel Cabrera, 2 doubles. Great game thus far. 25, maybe 8. Let's see. He is another 8. What is he against a lefty? Cabrera -2. That's also going to be a fly ball to left. So, a couple that were adjusted by their ratings against lefties. Now, Victor Martinez, who hit the big bomb in the 3rd. Oh, here's another 0. He could have 2 in this game. Let's see. It's going to be 54 is a 6. That's going to be a double. I think Wandy will get one more batter here. It's going to be Johnny Peralta. So runner at second. 2 outs. Looking for an out here. If you can get out of this inning, at least he'll have a 5-inning start here. And a 34, 31, that's going to be flied out to Schaefer. Going to have to move back a little bit, but not much to do. No runs a hit. And they strand Victor Martinez at second base. And so 4.5 in the books. It's 4-0. Astros are going to keep Del Rosario. They're going to get him back up, warming up. I'm going to take a look at. Let's see, do I have the box score here in front of me? No. While I have a moment here, I'm going to bring it up. That'll be easier for me than horsing around with this book. See, if I do this, then I can see who pitched last game for both teams. So actually, Del Rosario pitched last game. He pitched 1 inning. Well, we'll leave him up. We already were kind of like going along with that particular line, right? And Abad and Anuri Rodriguez pitched for them. And for Detroit, it was Koch and Percy following up Scherzer. Scherzer only gave up 1 earned run in that game. So bottom of the 5th. Fister pitching well. And he's going to face Jordan Schaefer. And that's a strikeout. That is the third for Pfister here. Only one walk so far. That's his only blemish on the scorecard. JD Martinez, 16. That's going to be a grounder to shortstop. Up with it's going to be Johnny Peralta, and a lot of ground balls in this one so far. 2 down here in the 5th. Clint Barnes. And a 14. That's going to be a fly ball to left. Delman Young grabs it, and we are through 5, 4-0. And it's looking a little interesting here for Pfister so far. Only a walk Myers this scorecard. All right, so we're going to give Rodriguez the rest of the day off. I'm going to bring in Del Rosario. So one thing I'll say here is, so if you want to tip playing a game like this with all these ratings, Del Rosario, okay, so he is a 7. Rated 7, and he is a righty. Well, Avila is a left-handed batter. Not the best matchup in the world, but we will go with it. I use a program in the Microsoft Office suite called OneNote. And so, you know, you get, like, what I got from this pack of the 11 is like this. I don't want to show too much of it. This is like the rating sheet, right? What I did was I took pictures with my phone of the 10 teams that I need, and then I sent them to my email account, and then I took those pictures and I kind of cropped them into OneNote and blew them up so I can see them pretty well. I've been having some eyesight issues. My eyes aren't very good to begin with, but then I've been having some issues. So this is kind of like a good way for me to kind of like keep these things in front of me. I don't have to stare, because that sheet, those letters and numbers are pretty dang small, but this is kind of like a nice way to have this stuff in front of me. I just, for each matchup, I'm putting the one, you know, those pictures for each team's like ratings, and so they're right there. It's kind of like a way you can do it on the fly. So next game I can just move to the other matchup that I have, to another matchup page, and take a look at it. So just a little, you know, you have to use a little bit of ingenuity at times to try and make it easier on yourself, because especially in a game like Master Game, which is pretty intense. There's a lot of ratings, and I don't know. We'll see how many of those ratings we actually have to reference in this one. 21 is a strikeout, so he gets Avila right off the bat. 1 out. Okay. Delman Young 0 for 2. 21 for him. That's 32. That'll be a fly out into right. Going to be caught by Bogusevic. 2 outs as he grabs it. Wilson Betterman, 61. That's a strikeout. So 2 strikeouts for Del Rosario. I think that's going to be it for him. We will go plumbing for another. Let's see who's coming up here. It's going to be Rayburn. Righty. So we're going to go with a righty. I think we'll go with Fernando Rodriguez. All right. Bottom of the 6th, 4-0. Pfister so far facing 1 over the minimum. It's going to be Humberto Quintero. 66. Uh-oh. I think this is probably going to be the first hit of the game surrendered by Pfister. Let's see. 62 is a 6. That's a double. Now, let me think here. Hold on. So we never change them after coming up with a 0. So that is a double for sure. That's the first hit. All the way to the wall. Quintero lumbers around, gets to second. So could this be the opening that the Astros need in this one to maybe come back and win this series? Let's see. Runner at second, nobody out. Chris Johnson, 26-12. So that goes to the first baseman. It's going to be Cabrera. He's a 3. Let's roll. First baseman. That's going to be, oh boy, that's going to be a fielding 1. That's a foul ball. That'll be caught in foul territory by Cabrera. 1 out. Back to the top of the order. Bogusevic with Quintero at second. 22. That's a 0. Uh-oh. Let's see. 34 is a 6. That is another double. That's going to score Quintero. 4-1. RBI for Bogusevic. And I gave my score sheet a little bit of a lobotomy there. That wasn't a very good drawing. Okay, so Altuve. So a little something going here for the Astros. I think the Tigers are going to get Albuquerque up just in case. So runner at second. 1 out. Altuve, 31 is a 9. That's a 12. And Altuve is a -3. That's going to make it be a single through short. And they're not even going to try to get Bogusevic. They're going to let him score. They're going to throw into second, keep Altuve at first. 4-2 now. Maybe a little bit of a strategic mistake there. We will see. Now the pitching coach is going to go out and try and settle down Fister. He was excited maybe for his first no-hitter and gave up the double right on the leadoff to Quintero. So now we're going to have Wallace up, tying run at the plate. 1 down, runner at first. Would love to get a double play ball here. 26 is going to be 12. So we go to the first baseman. That's Cabrera again. He's a 3. 61. Uh-oh. Okay, so that's fielding 3. Save at first. Runner out. Fielder's choice. Well, there's a bunch of different little, let's see. Pull right is Wall. No, he's not pull right. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. They're going to get Altuve on the 3-6. Wallace at first. 2 outs. Gets a little choppy sometimes in this game. So Wallace is going to be at first with Carlos Lee coming up. If he can get through 6, he'll be happy. At this point, 56 is a 13. That's a strikeout. 4th strikeout for Fister. That retires the side. 2 in on 3 hits. Couple doubles. Not the prettiest inning in the world, but they did get through it. And now they could think about either going to the bullpen or seeing if Fister can get through the this rest of this in the 7th. Probably can try. All right. To the back third of this game. And Fernando Rodriguez will come in. A good inning from Del Rosario. Bringing in the righty to go up against Rayburn, Jackson, and then Bosch. And Fernando Rodriguez, he is a 9 rated pitcher. So let's see, Wandy went 5 innings, 1 inning for Del Rosario, and now it's going to be Rayburn leading off against Rodriguez, 8. Again, he's a 9. I need to get onto the empty. So as long as his right-hand rating isn't like -4 or more. -3. Okay, well, that's going to be a single. So Rayburn on. Brings up Austin Jackson. We go back to that runner at first page. Top of the 7th, 4-2, excuse me. 4-2 Tigers. 62 is 13. Strikes him out. One down, Bosch, lefty. .62 again, that's another strikeout. 2 down. Brings up Miguel Cabrera. 2 for 3, 2 doubles. Couple runs batted in. 66 is a 1. That one is it gone? I think it might. Let's see. 9. Does it have enough to clear the fence here? 9. Well, let's see. Is Fernando? He doesn't have a. That's a homer. He doesn't have any G's or H's. That's a home run. 2 runs shot. 6-2. They get those runs right back. 3 for 4. 2 doubles. A home run. A great day for Miguel Cabrera. And the Astros are appearing to be headed down the road to a first series loss of the season. Maybe not to be too surprising along the way here. So is Fernando K? He is not, so it's going to be a grounder to shortstop. And Barnes does the honors, but 2 runs across. It's 6-2. And it's the 7th inning stretch. How are we doing here on time? We are at the 53-minute mark. I don't think I'm going to get this done in under an hour, but we're okay with that little cushion now. Fister's going to have a bit more opportunity to keep in the game, see if we can get through the 7th here. Jordan Schaefer, 55. That sounds like a potential base hit here. Also, I should be looking at Fister's. Let's see, where is he? He is a Q2. So Q2, beginning of the 8th inning, we reduce grades. So we're still in good shape here. So 55 is a 9, and he's 12. So what is Schaefer against a righty? A 0. So that is going to be a ground ball. And that's going to be an out. That'll be 5-3, the scoring. Betterment. So just can't get it by Betterment there. Just enough movement on that ball to keep it from being an easy single out there. So J.D. Martinez, 52. That's going to be another grounder to Betterment. He's had at least 4 assists in this game as he throws over to Cabrera. 2 outs. Barmes, 43. That's 29. That's going to be another grounder. Right back to Fister. He throws to first, a 1-2-3 inning. That's a way to end his outing. That's going to be through 7, 6-2. I think they will go to Albuquerque next inning. The Astros are going to bring in Sergio Escalona. Be lefty against righty here, so a little bit of mop-up work. He is rated 12. Okay, so it'll be top of the 8th, Johnny Peralta. And another 55, so on a 12, the 8 against a lefty. Peralta is -4, so that's going to lead to an out. That'll be a fly ball out to center field, 1 away. Alex Avila, 52 is 27. Escalona is an X. That'll be a strikeout. Gets converted over from a grounder to third base. Gets converted to a strikeout. So now Delman Young, 0 for 3. 34 is going to be a fly ball to center field. And that is caught. So 1-2-3 inning for Escalona. Now Albuquerque is going to make the trot out to the mound. Pfister with 7 innings pitched, a great outing from him. 3 hits, all in the 6th inning. Now Albuquerque rated a 23, so a pretty good pitcher rating here. Let's see how he does. It's going to be Quintero, who doubled. He's 1 for 2, doubled the last time up. 43 is going to be 29. Is he an X? He is an X. That's a strikeout. 1 down. Chris Johnson, he's 0 for 2. 43 is going to be 29, and that again is going to be a strikeout. Bogusevich, 2 down. That is going to potentially be a home run. Let's see. It's a 0. 45 is 6. That's a double. 2-out double for Bogusevich. Not going quietly into this night. That'll bring up Altuve. So Bogusevich now 2 for 4. Drove in Quintero before. So now Altuve, 55 is 8. What's going to happen here with the adjustment against a righty? Altuve is -3. That is going to be 28, which is going to be a grounder to shortstop. Over to first for the out. Good play from Peralta. No runs, a hit. 1 left. I don't... Maybe I should change. I wonder if I should change that. He is a K. I think I should change that to a strikeout, even though it is an adjustment. I think that still is a strikeout. All right. Bottom of the 9th coming up here. Whoop. I mean, top of the 9th. I had already put the 0 down there. All right. Wilton Lopez will go for an inning here. Be facing Betterment. Oh, whoops! I better do this. Tigers. They're gonna bring in Benoit at the end of this inning. So Betterment, 15. That's an 8. Wait, Wilton Lopez. 13. That's runner on second. We need to go to runner on empty. Let's see. It's Lopez is a righty. And who is the batter? It is Betamet. +2. That's going to be a single. Betamet aboard. 1 on at first. Nobody out. Ryan Rayburn. That one is hit deep and it is torched. Let's see. Lopez. Yeah, no mark. That one is gone. That's a 2-run home run from the bottom of the order. It's going to be 8-2. Ryan Rayburn just launches one. Astros are powerless to stop this. Tigers are just rolling. Austin Jackson. Oh boy, and there's another 0. Could this be another 1? They're going to be back-to-back home runs. 24 is a 6. That's a double. Wilton Lopez doesn't know what hit him. Runner at second. Nobody out. Brandon Bosch, 16. Not a K. That's going to be a grounder to a shortstop. Let's see. I got to go. Actually, I need to look at the runner on second board and let's do the actual math here instead of being quick about it. 28, right? 16's 28. We check the shortstop. Shortstop is Barnes. He's a 9. So a good chance at an out here. Okay, yeah, and that's going to be fielding 1. So out at first, runner holds. Maybe should have thought about a sacrifice. Well, you don't want to sacrifice up 6, right? Runner holds. So 6-3, put out. Runner stays at second, 1 out. Okay. Brings up Miguel Cabrera. 55, another double. That's a 7. No adjustment's going to be necessary here. So 7 is a single to right. They're going to hold Jackson at third base. Not going to take any chances at this point with the way that they're giving up hits. So first and third, 1 away. Going to bring up Victor Martinez, who's already gone deep once in this game and also doubled. This could get to be a real bloodbath shortly if we don't watch it here. 54, that's 32. All right, that's the only question about this is going to be whether or not it's going to be. Okay, so that's right field. Okay, we've got to check the right fielder here, right? Bogusevic is a 2. 64, uh-oh. So that's fielding 3. Fly out, right field. So, right fielder to catcher is 59 is the number. So now we take the arm. That's Bogusevic, right? He had 37 as an arm. And then who is it? It's going to be Austin Jackson. He is a 17. He's a speedy guy. So 37, that's 20 minus 59. So that's just a plain old sac fly. There's no throw that can get him. Run scores 9-2. That is the second out. RBI for Victor Martinez. 2 outs now. Runner at first. Cabrera just holds. And now Johnny Peralta, 23. That's 32. That's going to be a fly ball to right field. Caught. 3 runs across here in this inning. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As we're going to the bottom of the 9th. Tough game here for Houston. Detroit's going to bring in Joaquin Benoit. He's rated 14. And it's going to be Brett Wallace leading off here. righty fireballer. Do the Astros have any rally in their tank right here? 26, that's a 12. I believe that ends up being, let's see, that's a grounder to first base. That's going to be a U3, 1 out. Carlos Lee, 45, that's 14, that's a walk. Jordan Schaefer, 1 out. Let's see. Jason Burgess, I don't know. A. Brandon. Anybody want to tell me, give me the down low on if this is Bourgeois or Burgess? Could be either. I could see somebody saying like I don't want to pronounce it like the French and just say Burgess, but it looks like Bourgeois. And I'm kind of like, I guess, showing that maybe I don't know much about the Astros from this era. But he's going to come into pinch run for Carlos Lee. Kind of a pathetic attempt to consider there to be still some life left in this game. And we're just going to say that the Tigers aren't paying any attention to him. It's going to be a defensive indifference. The French pronunciation is correct. That's what I thought. Sacre bleu. I didn't know that if it was going to be the other one or not. Jordan Schaefer, 33. Okay, 8. What is he's 14, so he may this may still be an out. The French accent gets to me. Schaefer. What's his rating against a righty? -0, so this is 28. All right, well, what we should do is we should actually go to the actual line, right? 28. Shortstop. It's going to be Peralta. He's an 8. Let's see what fielding column we look at. 42. It's going to be fielding column 2. Out at first, runner holds. That's right, because we sent the runner to second. All right. 6-3. 2 outs. Might have been a double play if we had just had Bourgeois stay at first base. JD Martinez, can he do anything with this, or is it gonna be the final out? 24. Let's look at the book. Shortstop again is gonna be Peralta, 8. They want a low number, they get 56, not so low. Fielding 3, high fly out. Not a K. That's gonna be caught in foul territory by Peralta. That ends the ball game. So that is your final score here from Minute Maid Park, as the Tigers come in and get 2 of 3. And that's going to end this particular go-around. Final score 9-2. As your winner is going to be Doug Fister. He had no hit ball through 5 innings. And then Humberto Quintero doubled and ended up with a 3 hits in a row there at that point. No save because it's a loss to Wandy Rodriguez. So I'm going to show you how weird I look, how goofy I look. Hold on. Whoa, there we go. Layout. I mean, I already looked goofy, but here we go. I have the clip-on reading glasses. Whoa. 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 Very stylish, I think. Not. There. Glasses are bad enough, but I'm hoping that my next eye appointment will be in a month, and when I do that, I'm going to try to go to daily wear contact lenses, and maybe that will stop having my eyes be so freaking goofed up. They're terrible right now. Terrible, I tell you, terrible. Here, let me get the live video going here so I can see, so I can look at myself for a while. So beautiful. So pathetic, right? Yeah. Yeah. HOU 1, HANA 2, HANA 3. Yeah, that's bourgeois. Not proletariat. That's the... Boy, it still looks pretty dark. I have the, to try and keep the shine out on the card, I tried to really tone down the brightness. There, now it looks like a sunny day. Anyway, I mean, this project's moving kind of like pretty slowly, kind of like the golf. Haven't been spending much time down here. It's been kind of tough too because, you know, I'm in a couple bands in some regards. I'm, you know, we got summer plans. We've got just normal, everyday try to be a family man. So yeah, so this room has kind of like got, and in some ways I wish I could find a way to put this room in a place where I could, where it could be a little more, you know, in the open. Because oftentimes it feels like I come in here and just kind of like hole up, but you know, you can't. It's also really convenient to do this stuff because you can really focus in. Raphael Palmeiro. Wow. This is Harry Carey here from Wrigley Field. I'm gonna have Cubs fans hating me for that. You know, I'm gonna be tossed into Lake Michigan if I ever go out to the Windy City again. You know, I really shouldn't. I shouldn't make fun of a legend. When you're trying to run a channel that you want people to watch, and you like subscribers and you like views, the last thing you want to do is sit there and do a really somewhat disparaging. I'm not trying to disparage him. He kind of sounds like that. So I don't know. Fans of other teams might find that funny, but I don't think I'm going to have many Cubs fans at that point. Not to mention, before we were talking about Yadier Molina and Albert Pujols, two Cardinals. So we already have a ding for talking about the Cardinals. Have a ding for doing, even though the Astros aren't in the NL Central anymore. You know. Now I don't know as the Astros really had a big rivalry with the Cubs. You know, Astros and Cardinals had that rivalry, especially when Lidge was with the Astros. Cubs and Cardinals, they have their rivalry, but I don't know as there's much of the other one. And now that they're out of the division, I feel like there's probably no rivalry there, aside from just maybe fans getting on the Astros for cheating. But see, the thing is, I think St. Louis had a cheating scandal that involved the Astros as well. Like, I think they were... Didn't they hack into the scouting? Like, they hired one of Houston's guys, and the guy hacked into Houston's scouting database or something, I think. which it is kind of interesting. Now here we go. I'm going to be going into a territory where I could now piss off Cardinals fans but for all the flack Houston's gotten over the whole trash can thing, and to an extent, there are several other teams who have caught crap for that. I'd say the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Mets. They've all sort of like, Houston got the worst of it because they were the most blatant, right? They were the ones that kind of like did it in a way that they could very easily be proven to have been guilty. The Yankees, for all we know, the Yankees may have been the sort of the quote unquote original sin. We don't know that. It's tough to tell. They definitely were cooking up ways to do it. They didn't have like the smoking gun that Houston did when you listen to a video of one of their games and you hear this like loud banging. Plus you see like Altuve with little wires going down his arms, where he had like some kind of a buzzer that was buzzing him. Once they realized, you know what? Maybe that little sound, bing, bam, bam, on the video. Maybe people can hear that and wonder what's going on. So they kind of like made it a little bit more clandestine, but still it was kind of like you had these other teams that they didn't. They always have this fallback. Oh, well, you can't prove we got caught with people looking from the bullpen or whatever. We had a camera out there at the batting eye looking in, but you can't prove that we actually sent anything to the runner at second, right? So that's or to the batter. They have that plausible deniability, and that's okay. Cubs at Kerry Wood destroyed the Astros. Oh, yeah, that man, that's been a long time, but yeah, you forget about how there was a period of time Kerry Wood was just one of the greats, right? Yeah, I mean, his career was definitely shorter than it should have been, but I guess when you throw that hard, it's even more of a crapshoot as far as like, are you going to be able to survive? Is your arm going to be able to hold up under that kind of that kind of stress over and over and over again? You see a guy like Nolan Ryan, he's able to do it for a couple decades, right? And then you have other guys that they just, I don't know. Guess it's just superior genes or something. Maybe it's just like somebody had to work their rear ends off when they were a kid on a farm or doing menial labor, and they just build up muscles that people today don't, kids today, they don't even think twice about having to shovel cow manure or, throw a bale of hay or toss the saddle on top of one of, it's like there's just so many things that 60 years ago, 70 years ago, 80 years ago, when you were a kid and you were like, let's say you were growing up on a farm. Not all of those guys back in those days were like farm hands or, kids on a farm. But I would have to think that there was a different demand on the youth back in, especially in like Depression era times, right? Now Nolan Ryan wasn't Depression era, but like I'd have to say in those times when you were a kid, you probably were trying to find some kind of like crappy little job to try to help bring in some money because there just things were not good, right? They had like, what did they have? The Civilian Conservation Corps, and they had all these government run like the Tennessee Valley Authority and lots of other types of initiatives like that to try to like get jobs for people because they were, and a lot of it was for, or you went to war, right? Although in the 30s, I don't know if we were, but I mean, you were still having to go into the service, right? A lot of guys did. So Anyway, I kind of got off on a tangent there, but man, I realize when I lean up like that, I'm really getting close to the camera, and I should stop doing that. But it feels good to lean in sometimes. I'm kind of tired. All right, that's a little better. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm really like itching to try and get back to some other games, but I'm in this weird, you know, I call it valley, and the reason I call it valley, sometimes a valley, sometimes a rut can be a valley, right? And it's like that's kind of it feels like sort of somewhat rut, somewhat valley, where I'm just like my spirit for doing this stuff is just a little bit I need to like recoup. And I am doing that some of that's just playing. Sometimes you just have to kind of play games without having to worry about the camera, because that puts a sort. But I mean, it was kind of fun playing this game, and I think I did pretty well. I don't know. It'd be nice to have somebody, providing feedback, someone who knows the master game well to kind of like provide feedback and make sure that I did things correctly. But I mean, we're all kind of like on the hook for that. Whether, if you don't have a YouTube channel, you're watching this, then, you're kind of trusting yourself to get your calculations right and use the right formulas and play your strategies. Now, we didn't do any hit and run. We didn't do any sacrificing today. I mean, those kinds of things are getting less and less prevalent even in the majors today. But, I mean, this was 11 years ago. So, but I'm thinking to myself, I'd love to get back out the strat football, and I'm like worried I won't remember how I do it. That's kind of like this rut I'm talking about. Like, you get this fear, oh, am I going to be able to remember how to play a strat football game again? Especially if I'm going to play like the advanced rules I was playing. There's a lot of extra stuff. I had that little defensive coordinator that I had built, and I'm like hoping I can remember how to use it. G-Puck, I appreciate you giving me that feedback, because I didn't know if anybody was on the line here who's played a lot of master games, so it's good to have a little bit of feedback that said I did a good job. I even with strat, I rarely tried to do weird things, like sort of not weird things, but just I always felt like the strategy where you kind of like cut off the throw and try to I feel like that's really a bit contrived when you're playing solo. It happens relatively rarely, and so to try and do that in a game often seems, what I would almost rather have is some kind of like a chart that says, okay, well, you roll a d20, 1 to 10, you throw home, 11 to 18, you cut off and try to get the trail runner. 1920, you just throw into second and make sure that something that can decide for you the situation, because I don't know, it feels like you could let some potential bias kind of creep in and have you make a choice that adversely affects the game in a way that maybe could support something you're doing. But that's okay. It's just me overthinking everything, which is kind of like the fatal flaw that I have. That's kind of like one of the things I do all the time, is just put way too much thought into what I'm doing. So, well, and I one of the things that's made me given me some excitement about playing this is learn the ways that it has similarities to the APBA soccer game, but also the differences. And there is quite a learning curve if you want to get quicker at it. It's pretty quick with bases empty. I have like a little, I want to hold it back far enough so you can't really see much detail, but this is like a cheat sheet that I have to kind of like quickly look up and say, oh, okay, this is the deal for a lot of these. 30 through 32 become pretty quick decisions right there. You got to be able to see the cards pretty well to, whoa. You'll hear pauses, and it's me trying to decide if that's an X or a K on a pitcher's card to find out if it's one of these ground balls, whether it's a strikeout or not. So it's almost one of those things where I feel like maybe I should just somehow take a pen and like stencil just around the edges of the cards in a way that it's really big and really easy to see that it's either a K or an X. But I don't know. That's probably not a good idea. I don't like defacing cards. But anyway, so yeah, whether it's the Strat Football or APBA Soccer, I'd like to get one of these other games out. We'll see. I probably will at some point here. But I also have a lot of baseball to play. This stupid card keeps falling down. Why, you little... Just kidding. Crying now. No, just kidding. And I am not. I'm just kidding. I said it like 5 times now. I am not drinking. I'm drinking soda that has not been spiked. All right. Well, I'm going to get going here because I don't want to hold you guys up too long. Hopefully, yeah, Master Game got a bad rap. I don't think it's too hard. I think where it's hard is if you like playing a 50-minute game, you're probably, if you want to play a 30-minute game, I don't think you can do Master Game in that kind of a time without really, I think you need to have one of those like Elon Musk, like him download the dang thing into your brain, right? Then maybe you're like, oh, boom, oh yeah, I remember that. That's that, just quick. It's going to take you an hour. We took us an hour here with video and like talking about things. So, but anyway, all right. Well, have a good rest of your weekend, guys. I probably won't do anything else on the channel here today. Tomorrow is pretty much out too, so. Yeah, Brandon, I'll just sort of close it out here with his point of view, which tends to be mine as well, that I want this to be something that I enjoy and that I don't get too stressed out about, which makes me having a YouTube channel to do this and to like that thing. Part of the reason these things keep blowing down is I have a fan down here, so there's just a little bit of like Bernoulli effect or whatever it's called. But anyway, I'm saying having a YouTube channel and doing things under the pressure of the camera and the lights and stuff like that, it's not the kind of stress that you necessarily want to make you feel warm and fuzzy about. When you're crazy, you just keep doing the same things over and over and over again. There we go. That's fixed now. But yeah, I that's why I kind of do less and less here on the channel. Is I think my grand enjoyment of this is just kind of like being able to put this down here, and if I get to the 3rd inning and I just need a break, I can go off and hang out upstairs. I can come back 2 days later and come back to it, and as long as I don't make any leave anything like where, oh, I got to remember that I just tried rolling this, and I don't write it down. That's the only real problem, right? Okay, Dwayne, thanks. Dwayne has a channel, and you should check that out. I think he does a lot of racing, doing some golf too. So yeah, obviously Tribe Clee Baseball Fan 879 is his name. He's got some stuff going on too on his channel, almost always Cleveland baseball related, but he's done some other projects too in Sports Time Machine. Been a friend of the channel here for a long time. Did a lot to help me set up some Strat PC schedules and things like that early on. So yeah. Anyway, hang in there. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back here. Hit like, hit the subscribe button if you want to check out more tabletop sports gaming action. And Brandon is into the racing too. So anyway, hang in there and keep rolling. It's a good day.